Dear students, I welcome you to this second program of MAEOH classes. And today we have with us Dr. Manjunath sir. Sir is the academic counselor of this program. And I welcome you, sir, on behalf of IGNOU Regional Center, Bangalore
Thank
and the
you. Yes.
university, because we have this centralized program today for all the students from all the regions, sir. So from north, south, east, west, we have students from all the regions. And yesterday was the first class. Today is the second class, sir. And I request students to please mute and any questions and all in the end you can just clarify the doubts. So I request sir now to kindly proceed with the class.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So, welcome, students. So, today to uh, topic is that is MEV 004. That is yes, ma'am. This is MEV 00404. So, from this, we discussing about today topic is introduction to toxicology. So, introduction to toxicology. So, that is a very very important topic. So, that is already what is the toxin is affected the adverse effect to the living organisms or particularly human body. So that is toxicology. So toxicology means it is derived from Greek words toxicology. So toxicology is mainly derived from Greek words. So that toxicon means poison, and study means login means studies. So study of poison is called as toxicology. Study of poison is called as toxicology. So toxicology is mainly, it includes identification of poisons. So that is identification of poisons, their chemical properties is important, and their biological effects. So this is, and also it is the treatment of disease conditions that they may be causing the effects. So that is, the treatment is very important. So because living organisms, particularly humans live in an environment filled with a variety of disease causing agents. So that is bacteria, viruses, so protozoans, so fungi. So that is to safeguard. So human body is also equipped with many disease defense mechanism. So resistance of the body against pathogenic agents is called as immunity. So that is called cells and organs are also involved in such disease defense mechanism. So that is called immunity is important. So in the nature, so they are poisonous uh, pathogens are occurs in the nature. So that is you studies environmental uh, toxicology. So environmental toxicology. So that is main. So this toxic effects of poison may be expressed in several ways. So that is toxic effects of poisons. Toxic effects of poisons may be expressed in several ways. So that is change in growth. So in living organisms, it affects in the body. So that is change in growth or development. So any reproductions or any. So that is it is also pathology, toxic, and even also physiological factors, behavioral factors. So that it affect the body. So the toxins is very very dangerous. So this toxins is affecting the body. So the adverse effect, the system of the body is reached to a peak. So that is, so toxicity is the amount of poison that under a special conditions cause the toxic effects. So it results in biological effects in biological conditions. So now we usually, so particularly we discussing about environmental toxicology. So this environmental toxicology, it is a different types of toxicology, particularly environmental toxicology. So this environmental toxicology, see it harmful effects of different either as a physical or as a chemical and biological agents. So that is a physical of the organisms or any chemical agents it affect the body system of the body and biological agents of living organisms. So environmental toxicology is the study of uh, harmful effects of different either as a physical, chemical or biological agents of the living organisms. So, and another one is important, ecotoxicology or ecotoxicology. Ecology, study of living organisms and their environment is called as environmental biology. Ecology or environmental biology. So, environmental biology is a branch of science which deals with the study of interrelationship between. So, interrelationship between organism and their environment is called as ecology or environmental biology. Interrelationship between organism and their environment. So that is called as environmental biology. So that is ecotoxicology. So ecotoxicology. So it is the harmful effects of toxicants. What are the poisons or toxicants at ecosystem and population levels? So ecosystem, there is a space where living organisms, where biotic and abiotic factors are occurs, that is called as ecosystem. So in the toxicants at ecosystem, that is toxicants at ecosystem. So that is we study of ecotoxicology. Ecotoxicology is the study of environmental, under the study of environmental toxicology. So it affect the effects of toxicants at ecosystem or any spaces. So that is, so what are the toxicants? Important, we should studies about what are the toxicants. So toxicants are substances, chemical substances. So that is any chemical materials or substances is called as toxicant. So that is called, any toxic materials is called as toxicants. Toxic materials is called as toxicant. So that is toxicant. So they are a very effects, and it is harmful effect to the living organism, and it is a poisonous. Toxicants are the poisonous. So that is so toxicants are occurs in many environmental factors. So that toxicants are it is either as a naturally occur producing toxicants or as a artificial products. So that is introduced into the environmental due to human activities. So human activities, because nowadays pollution is also adverse effect to the body. So because nowadays in a metropolitan city, so that is automobiles are day by day they are increases. Automobiles are increases. They releases the carbon monoxide because the plants, so photosynthesis, mainly green plants manufacturing organic food materials by utilizing carbon dioxide and water in presence of sunlight. So green plants is oxidation reduction reaction. So that is it is water is oxidized to oxygen, or carbon dioxide is reduced to carbohydrates. So automobiles releases the carbon monoxide into the fresh air, that is oxygen, to form carbon dioxide, and that is carbon dioxide, it pollution to the air. So that is very dangerous. So it leads to the poison in the environmental factors. So that is, so toxicants is it is mainly man-made. So that is they are introduced into the environmental due to human activities. So that is even also artificial products. So that is even also many products are leads to toxicants. Many man-made products or artificial products are, so that is spread in the nature. So that is it leads to the environmental factors. So that is either what are the toxicants in man-made or artificial products introduced into the environmental factor environments. So they include bio spinal, that is one of the important dangerous, and insecticides. So in the agricultural fields, so many chemicals are spraying due to controlling the pathogens, insects, diseases. So, for controlling the pathogens in the agricultural field, many chemicals are spraying. So, that is called insecticide. Insect controlling chemicals is called as insecticides. So, that is and a number of industrial chemicals. So, effluent of chemicals from the industries. So, due to deforestation and afforestation, now to discussing about simply, so that is deforestation and afforestation. So, due to cutting of trees, nowadays the cutting of trees due to urbanization or due to agricultural work field or as urbanization. So that is deforestation is increases. So planting of trees is called as afforestation, that is decreases. So they are increase in population, increase in population. So due to many environmental forestation is decreases and deforestation is increased due to urbanization. So that is very very dangerous now in because of so that awareness is very very important. Environmental factors, so humidity, temperature, due to increase in temperature, so due to decreasing rainfall, decreasing rainfall, so do this is effect. So in the environmental factors is very worst nowadays. So that is toxicants. So toxicants are so that is insecticides is mainly important. It is toxicant in the living organisms, either as a plant materials or as a animals, plant or animals. So it is adverse effect of the system of the organisms. So that is so toxicants. So toxicants, so toxins, so poisons. So the study of poisons is called toxicology because of so they reach worst in the nature. So environmental factors. So that is so so that is poisons. So what is toxins is released from the industries. So nowadays in urban in industries, so the many chemicals are effluent into the sewage treatment. So that is so they are produced. So toxins are produced either as a natural by living organisms. So the toxins are produced naturally by living organisms. So that is mainly the poisons are released from living organisms. That is because of there are many there is no awareness. For example, toxins from the mushroom plant. Mushroom is poisonous mushroom and poisonous mushrooms are there, and toxins from the venom of snake or natural toxins. So venom, snakes. So snakes having a fang. So that is filled with a venom. So in the mouth buccal cavity, so there is a behind the teeth there is a fang. Fang, fang is there. They are filled with a poison. So this venom is affect adverse effect to the human body. It affect either as a neurotoxic or hemotoxic. So it is so that is it affect the circulatory system or nervous system of the living organism. So it is very dangerous in nature. So this toxins is produced from mainly the so many. It is an example. So they are toxicants that cause death or leads to peak. So either as a death or illness in very in small doses. So that is very it affect it able to cure. So prevention is prevented at least. So in extreme cases it leads to death. So that is so toxicologist or scientist who deals with the study of toxicants and toxins. So they are person. So they are a specialist of toxicants. So that is a study of toxicants and toxins is called a toxicologist. So many environmentalist. So many environmentalist is mainly study of toxicants. So that is so like this different types of xenobiotic, that is So that is toxic cost. So many the adverse effect or subtopics of there. So that is it affect the so that is toxic poisons or toxins. So poisons or toxins can enter the body, so that through four different routes. So that is main important. So that is poisons or toxins, so enter the body can enter the body through four different routes. What are the four different routes? Number one is ingestion. Ingestion means entry of food particles into the living organisms. Ingestion and egestion, entry and exit. So that is called as ingestion means entry. So that is toxins is taken in the body by the oral route. So the toxins enter in the body by the oral route, either as eating or drinking. So that is water is combustion. So contaminated water, because for example, so liver is damaged by cirrhosis or by infection. So liver is damaged by. Yes, so that is important to discussing about. So that the many environmental factors. So that is affect the body. So that is main discussing about the toxicology. So that is uh, the what are the reach the tolerance. So these poisons reach to tolerance. So that is it affect the many human body. So that is for example, so the ability of an organism. So ability of an organism to show a less response, the body is not response. So that is ability of an organism to show less response to a specific dose of chemicals. So then it exposure to based on it resistance of the body. So decrease in resistance of the body against pathogenic agents. So pathogens are poison. So pathogens are poison. So both toxins and toxicants, both the toxins and toxicants. So they are toxic substances. What are the toxic substances? Are both toxins and toxicants. So these toxic substances. So toxic substances is classified into different types, like toxins and organ toxins. So that is uh, cells and organs are involved in resistance of the body. So in the human body, so that is cells and organs are involved in disease defense mechanisms. So that systemic, so systemic toxins have effects on the entire body. So that the toxicants affect the entire body. So for example, potassium cyanide, it is a chemicals spraying in the agricultural field. Potassium cyanide are used in industries. So it affect the cell and organ of the body, causing complete damage of the system of the body, either as a digestive system, respiratory system. Mainly they are respiratory system. So inhalation and exhalation, so breathing system is abnormal, so that is it is very dangerous. So the effect of, so the effect of toxins like potassium cyanide, so it main affect the cells and organs of the body, which causing the complete system of the body. So for example, some toxicants, so it affect the specific tissue or organs. So some of the toxicants, it is toxicants are specific to organs. Some of the toxicants are only it affects. So that is, for example, virus. So virus it to adversely affect to the liver. So liver is a metabolic factory in our body. So liver is damaged by infection of virus. Frequently using the contaminated water and food, so it liver is damaged. So that is which causes hepatitis A and hepatitis B. So hepatitis A is caused by RNA virus, which is less virulent and transmitted through contaminated food and water. So water, so that is purify water. Water is important. Without water, there is no life. Water is essential for all living organisms. So that is, so water is important, and food. So that is a contaminated food. So that is or stock food. So that is healthy food is important. So it causes the liver is damaged. So that causes hepatitis. So hepatitis B is caused by DNA virus, which is more virulent and transmitted through blood and saliva. So that is like that. So it is act as a toxicants. So that is, so the contaminated having a toxins which affect adverse effect of the body. So that is, so there these toxicants are affect the specific organs. So that is, for example, some of the examples of organ toxins. What are the cells and organ toxins? So that is benzene. So benzene, so in usually in laboratory, students are usually in laboratory conditions, or in it is also used in industries. So that manufacturing industries. So that is so benzene is a chemical which target blood forming tissue. So that is benzene which targets blood forming tissue. So what is the blood forming tissue? Bone, producing the bone marrow. Bone have a cavity called as marrow cavity, which is different, which is the longest bone. Thigh bone. Thigh bone is the longest bone. So it has a bone marrow. So bone have a cavity called as marrow cavity, which is differentiated into red bone marrow and yellow bone marrow. So red bone marrow helps in the production of RBC and WBC, and yellow bone marrow helps in the storage of fat. So this entire blood forming tissue is targeted by benzene. Benzene is a toxins. Benzene is a toxins which affect the blood forming tissue, that is the bone marrow. So and lead, another important chemicals is lead. So that is benzene and lead is a very dangerous, it which adverse effect of the body. So this lead, so which affect the central nervous system. Central nervous system means brain. Brain dead persons no use. Brain dead persons no use. So brain controlling, communicate, coordinate and control all organs of the whole system of the body. So it communicate, coordinate and control all system of the body. So that is nervous system is very very important. So that is head. Head is important. So in the body, the head is very very important. Brain dead, no use. So all organs are working, but brain is not working. So that is so this lead is a toxicants, toxins which affect the central nervous system, which is directly target the central nervous system. So it so and it is even also kidney excretory system. Kidneys is very very important organs in our body. It is a main removal of nitrogenous waste products from the body. So that is ammonia, urea, and uric acid, that nitrogen waste products. So their kidney is human kidney. It is a ureotelic animals. So that urea is formed in liver to the kidney. So this liver is filled. So after the formation of urine, so urea is 2.5%, 95% water, and 2.5% is uh, urea, and remaining other organic and inorganic compounds. So this also lead, it also targets, it is a lead is a toxin which target effects of kidney and hematopoietic system, so blood producing system, so that circulatory system. So that is so very very dangerous. So this is the toxicants, toxins which affect the system of the body, which affect the system of the body. So the toxicology in is very, so that is important. So this main, it is effect in may affect of both plants and animals. So the toxins and toxic extracts were also used in hunting and warfare. So toxicants, so toxic extracts, extraction of toxic. So chemicals is a toxic. So that extracts were also used in hunting and warfare. So this is also, that is medical effects of treatment also there. So they are so that used in yeah, long back. So in the Aristotle, that is Hippocrates, so that is Theophil. So many published during the 400 and 250 BC, long years ago. So million, for example. So how life is created on the earth. Now 5 minutes I discussing. So before Independence Day of India, so there is only 70 crores people populations. So 40, 50, 60 now. So now that yesterday reached to 139 crores. 139 crores populations yesterday is reaches 139 crores. So million years ago there is no life on the earth. How life is created? Now it is a competition period. Wherever you go, competitions. So that is important. So million years ago there is no life on the earth. How life is created? How cell is created on the earth? So that is, so for example, heavier atoms like iron, nickel, that is shank toward the center, they are heavy. So lighter atoms, what are the lighter atoms? So that is gases are the lighter atoms. Carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, carbon were collected in outermost layer. So these are combined together. So that gases are, for example, carbon come two molecules of or combines with two molecules of oxygen to form carbon dioxide. H2O, hydrogen combines with oxygen to form water molecules. So NH3, ammonia. So formation of first compounds from the gases. These compounds are combined together in presence of water to form simple organic molecules. So simple organic molecules are, what are the simple organic molecules? Glucose, fructose, galactose, amino acids, so fatty acids, glycerol, they are all purines, pyrimids. They are simple organic molecules are combined together to form macromolecules. So that is carbohydrates, proteins, nucleic acids, lipids. So they are macromolecules or biological macromolecules. So this now we know that DNA is the genetic material of the cell. So combines with proteins to form nucleoproteins. So this nucleoproteins, by covering an organic membrane, a new cell is created on the earth and life is created on the earth. So then formation of that is five kingdoms, like the Monera, Protista, Mycota, all higher plants and animals they are develops. Now reach to 139 crores of population in India. So that is so what is rich. So due to increase in population, so due to increase in there is no shortage of awareness in the many people. So that is it is a very reach to very peak, very dangerous. So many educated people, education is very very important. So education is important. So that is educated the peoples wherever you go, so you educated, so given to awareness that is controlling the environmental toxins and toxicants, environmental toxins and toxicants. So all the educated people should promote the controlling the toxicants and toxins in the environmental factors. So what are the sources of toxicants? Toxic agents. So that is toxic agents mainly chemicals, physical, physical or biologicals in nature. So the toxic agents can be so chemical, physical, and biological in nature and produce toxic effects of the body. It produces the toxic effect of the body. So that is so different toxic agents. I already tell you. So what, for example, chemical agents. Chemical agents are cyanide. Cyanide is within the short of time. They are adverse effect of system of the body, collapse the system of the body within the uh, span of time. So that is cyanide. So it is a dangerous chemicals. It is a chemical toxicants, chemical agents. So that is physical. So radiations, so that is radiations is very dangerous. Your mobile is mobile wherever you kept in the pocket. So wherever is, so at least micro radiations are affect the body. It is so that is slowly. I don't. It is not easily observed. Right? So radiations, X-ray or wherever you go in the hospitals. So that is in the hospitals also. So that is radiations, mobiles, light, so UV light, UV rays, so that is radiations. So wherever you go, the radiations are falling to the body, living organisms. So that is very very physical. So that is radiations and biological. So biological effect of the biological toxicants. I like already tell snake venom. So snake venom, particularly many toxic poison snakes are there. So many of them are poisonous snakes. So that is fang is occurs in buccal cavity. Buccal cavity. It is filled with a fang, FANG fang. So it is filled with a highly poisonous fluid. It is a special glands in the buccal cavity. They secrete poisonous fluid. That fluid is called as venom. So this venom is adverse effect either as a neurotoxic to the body. It acts as a neurotoxic or hemotoxic. So that is king cobra is majority of king cobra having a neurotoxic. That is it affects the nervous system of the body. So that is so, within a short of time they reach to death. So when biting the king cobra, so it is different. So that is chemical toxicants, physical toxicants, and biological toxicants. So that is uh, source of toxicants. So source of toxicants. So this toxicants also classified. The toxicants are classification is based on uses. Based on uses, so different toxicants. So particularly they are natural pollutants, pollution. So natural pollutants, toxic pollutants. So in the environmental in the environmental nature. So in the nature So many pollutants can be uh, toxic pollutants can be released through the natural process from the in human activities, either as human activities. So many toxic pollutants are released into the natural process. So what are they? This, so for example, they are volcanoes, effluent of that is vapor. So that is carbons. So that is volcanoes emit matter. So that is sulfur dioxide, hydrogen sulfide. The many chemicals are effluents from the volcanoes emits. So that emit sulfur dioxide and hydrogen sulfide and methane. So methane is very very dangerous chemicals. So even also forest fire releases smoke. Forest fires release smoke. So even also unburned hydrocarbons. So that is carbon monoxide. Automobiles releases the carbon monoxide to the fresh air. So in the fresh air, oxygen is present, combined with oxygen to form carbon dioxide. This is polluted to the air. So that is so even also nitrogen oxide, carbon monoxide, and ash. So that is ash is also released from the burning of wood. So these can be harmful to human health when inhaled. Inhalation, during inhalation, all the this polluted air enters into the system of the body. Its adverse effect in respiratory system. So respiration, exchange of gases between organism and their environment is called as respiration. Respiratory gases are oxygen and carbon dioxide. During inhalation, oxygen, we take oxygen. During exhalation, releases the carbon monoxide. So plants, we observe the carbon dioxide for synthesizing the food, and by absorption of water release oxygen. So what are the plant functions? Plant is very very important. Without plants we cannot survive, because all the plants releases the oxygen by absorption of water, photolysis of water. So that is, so plantation is very very important. Please motivate for afforestations, because due to urbanization, due to agricultural fields, due to industries, many plants are cuttings. So that is, so this is because of population. Now wherever you go, that is populations, that is important. So plants produce pollen and spores. So plants, so because pollens, so that is angiosperms, flowering plants. So flowering plants produces flower having a pollen and spores. So that is which cause respiratory problems. Pollen is adverse effect of respiratory system. That is, it is a dangerous effect of respiratory system. Lungs are damaged by pollen spores. So that is which cause respiratory problems. It is also act as allergic effect. It is also affecting the allergens. So pollen act as allergens, allergic agents, pollen. So that is which affect the respiratory system, because of many use workers are working in agricultural field. Workers are working in agricultural field. So automatically they pollen and spores are entering the body, so it affects the respiratory continuously. So that is too much, too bad. So slowly it a small amount of toxicants or pollens are enters in the body. So that is leads to the effect of respiratory system. So and some of the important man-made, even also we discussing important man-made sources of toxicants we should study. So man-made toxicants. So what are the man-made toxicants? So that is main number one is air pollutants. Pollution of air, mainly it is in the metropolitan cities. So that is pollution is uh, adverse. So that is dangerous, reach to peak sometimes. So morning time and evening time. So that is increase in environmental factors. So that is humans have been polluting the air. So that is humans have been polluting the air mainly humans. So that is and there is a some of the also it significant natural pollutants such as terpenes from plants, smoke from forest fire, and fumes and smoke from volcanoes. So these are the polluting the air. So air pollutants are important gaseous pollutants like carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a gaseous pollutants. Carbon dioxide so releases from the industries or automobiles. Carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, hydrocarbons, hydrogen sulfide, nitrogen oxides, ozone, and some of the other oxidants. So they are even also sulfur oxides. So they are air pollutant agents, gaseous agents. So that is some of the dust. What are the dust is also toxicants. Act as a toxicant. Dust is also poison. Toxicants. What are the dust? Coal, ash. So that is cement powder. Cement is also dust. So workers. So that is house building workers. So they are mainly affected by cement dust. So that is cement dust. So even also fuel. So that come from chemical process. That is because of mist. So if it is toxicants or toxicants are occurs in these factors. So this is the air pollutants. These are the air pollutants, that is the dust particles entering the respiratory system. So it affects the breathing system. It affects the breathing system of the body. And indoor pollutants. So these are the sources of toxicants, man-made sources of toxicants. So yeah, man-made sources of toxicants is leads to air pollution. And also indoor pollutants. So these are produced from, so indoor pollutants are produced from heating or cooking. So many, so eating or cooking, some of the many factors. So some of the many factors, so that is which affect the respiratory system. So that is many damage to the body. Mainly we should control self-help by avoiding those environmental factors. Self-help. So self-help by avoiding those factors, so which affect the nervous system. So indoor pollutants, so that is air pollutants. So indoor pollutants mainly, so they are produced from either as a heating or cooking. So heating, cooking. So the one also pesticides, chemicals, spraying vegetables we uses. So that is pesticides. So pest controlling chemicals. Uses of pest controlling chemicals is called a pesticides. Pest. So that is a bed bug, house fly, but so mosquitoes. So they are even also fruit flies. So they controlling uses of chemicals, that is called a pesticide. Uses of usually that is indoor pollutants are produced from either as a heating or as a cooking. Pesticides, even also smoking, tobacco smoking. Exposure of smoking is more effect than smokers. So that is tobacco smoking also, that is pollutants, act as a toxic agents. So that is so many gases. So that is there are also microbes, microorganisms like virus, so bacteria, fungi. protozoans, amoeba, eugenia. So they are microorganisms from peoples and animals. So they are produced from. They are the indoor pollutants. So this materials used for construction of buildings. So that is mm, uh, during construction of building. So that is a gaseous indoor chemicals. So it exposure to the chemicals. So exposure to the chemicals. So that important. For example, carbon monoxide. So that is carbon monoxide and some of the aromatic hydrocarbons. So the carbon monoxide and some of the polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons released from the wood. So the woods are released in the some of the chemicals. So even also crop residue. So that is end product of cross residue. So that is even also animal dung, crop residues. So that used for cooking. So it releases the toxicants. It affects the respiratory system. So which causes infections of respirations. Is respiratory is infections in that is infections in that is trachea, bronchi, lungs. So that is which it is leads to ventilated areas. So that is which affect the mainly indoor pollutants are mainly which affect the respiratory system, because they are autonomous organs in our body. They are autonomous with, so heart to brain, lungs, kidney, they are autonomous functions. So that is autonomous organs. So they are because blood purifying organ and respiratory organs. Respiratory or lungs are the respiratory organs and blood purifying organ. So they are autonomous organs. They are very very important in the living organisms. So they are the toxic indoor pollutants. They are released from the cooking or pesticides or smoking, which affect the respiratory system, which causes infections in the lungs or trachea, bronchi or windpipe. So that is even also main dust is very very important. So they are toxicants. So very dangerous toxicants. So that is, so indoor pollutants and air pollutants. And another important pollutants are the water. So water is very very important to the without water there is no living organisms. The body is made up, all the fluids of the body is made up of 99% water. So that is, for example, in mouth there are three pairs of salivary glands secrete saliva. This saliva is composed of 99% water and 1% is composition. So that is, so water, so that is water is essential for all living organisms. So for biochemical reactions in the body, so that is water is important. So the bile juice or any juice in the body, so that is water is important. So water pollutants, so that is contaminated water. So that is contaminated water which leads to liver damage. So that is for example virus in the body, virus pathogens. So they are cosmopolitan in distributions, present everywhere. Pathogens are occurs in air, water, soil, environment. Wherever you go there pathogens are occurs which affect the body. So water pollutants, so that is surface waters. So they are polluted from so for example industrial effluents, industrial chemicals, so discharged into the waters. So that is causes the water pollutions. That is causes the water pollution. So this water pollution is industrial effluents discharge chemicals. So that is for example mainly fertilizer and pesticide fertilizer. So agricultural farmers uses the chemicals for controlling the pest and pathogens in the agricultural field. So this fertilizer and pesticides is applications in agricultural fields that enter the surface waters cause now for even also through the rainfall. Through the rainfall, so they are causes the pollutions. So that is water pollution. So for example, industrial waste. So industrial waste is discharged into the waters, so that is streams, so that is sewage water reach to sewage water, so that is the harming of towards chemicals. So this toxic when in humans they consume their contaminated water. So the purified water is important. If contaminated water and food, so it is causes the effect in the system of the body. So it affects the excretory system or digestive system. So that is dangerous. So water pollutants, indoor pollutants, and air pollutants, and another important pollutants are soil pollutants. Rich nutrients. Soil is important for growth and development of plants. For proper growth and development of plants, the soil is important. Soil having a rich nutrients. So that is important. So soil, how the soil is polluted. How soil is polluted. So how that is. So when wastes are disposal into the soil, so that get soil polluted. So soil contaminated, contamination of soils, how is that is domestic waste, so that is or solid waste or electronics waste, municipal waste, agricultural waste, so that contain a number of chemicals. So that waste contains chemicals. So that is they are produced from the even also many human activities are this discharging of this waste into the sewage, so that affect the number of chemicals harmful to the life of the humans. So that is so agricultural toxicants. What are the agricultural toxicants? Like pesticides. So that persistent pesticide that do not biodegradable remain in the soil, so and it is move into the food chain, causing greater health effects in humans. So the some of the most important toxic hazards, toxic pesticides. The most important toxic pesticides are organochloric compounds. Organochloric compounds. For example, DDT. So this DDT is very organochloric compounds. So it is a hazardous pesticides. So used in agricultural field. So in many places the DDT has uses. So dichloro diphenyl trichloroether. It is DDT. So it is even also aldrin. So that is some of the uh, toxic pesticides are aldrin also. So even also dieldrin, another important toxic pesticides, and chlorella. So these are all main used in agriculture and controlling the pathogenic agents. So some of the and it agricultural fields. So when automatically the soil becomes polluted. So when the soil is polluted and imbalanced growth of plants, so now automatically decreasing the agricultural goods. So that is so that then and another important toxicants list to toxins in the system of the living organisms are metals. So that is heavy metals. So particularly metals are released from the mainly industries. So in the industries effluent many chemicals, many toxins. So that is uh, water toxicants. So that is air toxicants. So main is metals. So that is industrial activities. So metals released from industrial activities which cause toxicity of the body. So heavy metals, so like lead. So lead is very very dangerous chemicals which affect the system of the living organism. So heavy metals like lead and arsenic are highly toxic. Arsenic and lead are the highly toxic, and it is found in potable water in certain areas. So this lead, so lead can be entered water from lead pipes. So that is lead solder, lead toys uses in, so that is utensils. So lead is also used in utensils. Also paints containing lead. So these are the agents. So that is, so lead is used in cosmetics also. So lead is also used in cosmetics like lipsticks. So lead is also used in cosmetics. Mm, that is so it induces the that usage of this even also, that is lead lipstick. So lipstick is also mixed with lead, so that it affect the enter the system and cause health effects, and causes the health effects. So this lead induces the neurological damage. So this lead induces the uh, neurological, that is nervous disorder damage, and entered into the placenta. So that is placenta is a temporary organic connection between fetus and mother. So which affect lead is also affect the placental barrier. So and induces the birth defects in the child during parturitions. So it is placental affect is mainly damaged by lead. So it is important. It is the only organ connection between fetus and mother, helps in respiration, excretion, circulation, many through the blood. So that is it is damaged by lead. So even also arsenic toxicity. So arsenic toxicity is it is a cause of in human system of the body. So it is from pesticide sprays enters into the water. So that is arsenic containing fossil fuels. Arsenic containing fossil fuels, and it leaching the mine tailing and chronic toxicity. So it is very dangerous, and it affect the main system of the main, that is respiratory system is very very important in, because of all the chemicals. So when during inhalations, so they are chemicals, dust directly enters into the organs through the bronchi, and bronchioles enters into the respiratory system. So this for even also very very important metal. Some of the important metal like cadmium. This cadmium contaminated rice. So the rice mills, so that is doing uses. So the cadmium, this cadmium, so contaminated rice in Japan, it is causes the disease called as itai is a disease caused by contaminated rice. It is mixed with cadmium chemicals, cadmium metal. So this cadmium metals slowly enters frequently enters into the body, which affect the respiratory system. So this disease causes the disease called as tai itai. So that is, so this disease is mainly uh, severe damage of the kidney. So kidney damage, cadmium is leads to kidney damage. So this kidney is damaged by continuous uses of cadmium metal mixed rice. So this even also painful bone and joint problems. So bone, so affected by uh, bone problems also. So that is joint pain also present. And another important metals like mercury from industries, effluent industries, manufacturing plastics. So mercury from industries, they are manufacturing during manufacturing of plastics. During manufacturing of plastics, the mercury is important. So that is another important metal is vinyl chloride is highly toxic to the living organisms. So that is so this some of the disease it is this disease is caused in Japan. This disease is called as minamata. Minamata is a disease caused by consumption of mercury contaminated fishes. So mercury contaminated consumption of due to frequent consumption of mercury contaminated fishes resulted in neurological disorders. So that is neurological nervous disorder, neurological disorder. So that is a paralysis and mental disorientation, because the brain, central nervous system, that is main is brain. So brain is communicate, coordinate, and controlling all functions of the body. Brain is very important. So that is cerebrum of the brain, having all the area like auditory area, visual area, sensory area, motor area. So they are the area of think, thought, will, power, reason, recognition, personality trait. So there are many. So that is which affect the body. So this consumption of mercury contaminate results in neurological disorders. So which leads to paralysis and mental disorders, mental effects. So this is the metal pollutants. These are the toxicants. So today we discussing about toxicology. Toxicology is mainly derived from Greek words. So that toxicon means poison. Study of poison is called as toxicology. So in the environmental, in the nature, there are many toxicants are present. They are toxins. They are toxins where naturally they are humans live in naturally they enters into the body. Mainly it affect the respiratory system and nervous system. Main effect is brain and respiratory system, lungs. So that is, so this is mercury. So that is important. And some of the chemicals like nitrates and phosphate, even also like petroleum and oil pollutants. So that is for example in seashore, that is shore animals, so, like crabs, shrimps, mussels, and some of the fishes like, so affected by toxic hydrocarbons. Some of the aquatic animals, so aquatic animals are affected by the toxic hydrocarbons. They are oil and petroleum compounds. So that is ingested by them. So that is petroleum and oil polluted. So these act as a toxins, toxicants. These are the agents. So and act as a enters into the body that causes poison which affect the body. So that is and some of the organic compounds that is includes petroleum products. They are used in industries. So the petroleum products are used in the industries. So like during used in dry cleaning, that is a painting, dry cleaning, painting, and also used in the some of the man-made products. So this the some of the chemicals are toluene, benzene, chloroform. So that is tetrachloroethane. So that is many chemicals. So they are uh, they can move quickly in groundwater. So they move quickly in groundwater. For example, so exposure to, so they are exposure to high levels results in headache. What are the symptoms which affect in the body? So that is a headache. So that is nausea, feeling of vomiting. So impaired cognition. So that is kidney toxicity. So kidneys are damaged by toxicants. So toxicants oxide their toxins in the body. So it damage the kidney. So that is kidney toxic. And cancer, uncontrolled multiplication of cells in the body. Cancer tumors are developed. So tumors and reproductive disorders. So reproduction. So continuity of life is one of the important character of life, that is reproduction. Reproduction is the ability of an organism to produce young one of its own type or one kind. So it affect the reproductive system or reproductive disorders. So not able to producing the gametes, reducing reproductive organs. So that is exposure to high level of chemicals, that is organic volatile chemicals. So many ethyl benzene, so vinyl chloride, so that is dichloromethane. There are many xylene also. So xylene is also used in laboratory conditions. So that is frequent exposure to these chemicals automatically which affect the uh, these diseases, kidney toxicity, cancer, and reproductive disorders. So this is a so and polychlorinated biphenyl, that is called as PCBs. So that is even also cyanide, plasticizers, solvent, some of the industrial chemicals. So they are used in electrical transformers. So they are due to these properties are accumulated in high concentration, which affect in the body. So some of the many agents, so many agents which causes the system of the body. So and also another important uh, drugs, therapeutic drugs. So drugs is very, drugs are stimulants. So drugs are stimulants. So that is uh, therapeutic drugs. Generally, drugs are toxic. Drugs are toxic. So, for example, during the coffee, so that is caffeine. So, for mental stimulants, we drink on coffee tea. Mental drugs or stimulants, octane stimulants. Very little amount of drugs occurs in coffee, caffeine. So for freshness, for stimulation of brain, we take small. But in a cup of coffee, more cup of coffee and all, it leads to uh, acidity, excessive secretion of gastric juice in the body. So that is leads to hyperacidity, excessive. So frequent intake of coffee, alcohol, spicy food, so leads to excessive secretion of acid rich gastric juice. It causes the disease called as hyperacidity. So this hyperacidity leads to jaundice. So that is ulcer. So this one by diseases or causes in the body. So that is called drugs. So this drugs are toxic, important stimulant. They produce effect of some dose. So that is little more is so nowadays there are drugs are uses. So that is depends on many factors like based on dose, based on dose. So drugs are activated effect in the body. So now this depends on many factors. So that is the side effect of chloroquinol. So that is side effect of chloroquinol is um, important drugs. So that is affect the respiratory system. So that is some of the dermatitis is a common side effect of corticosteroids. Corticosteroids is important. So that it toxic effects on the blood are caused by chloropromazine. So chloropromazine is a drug which causes the blood flowing system of the body, circulate system, which causes the circulate system in the body. So another important hemolytic anemia, lacking of hemoglobin. So that is anemia is lacking of hemoglobin. That is called as hemolytic anemia is caused by methyl dopa, and megaloblastic anemia is induced by methotrexate. Methotrexate is a drug frequently in uses of this, so which causes the effect of blood hemolytic, so lacking of hemoglobin. So that is called as causes the disease called as anemia. So drugs are very very dangerous. They are stimulants, brain stimulants, so which affect in the uh, body. So that is more drugs are synthesized illegally. Drugs are synthesized illegally and contaminated with compounds and highly toxic and hazardous to the health, which affect to the health. So that is drugs of abuse. So that is important. And biological toxicants, chemical toxicants, physical toxicants, and biological toxicants. So biological toxicants means they are naturally occurring substances. Biological toxicants are the naturally occurring substances that cause toxicity, so poison, so that cause toxicity, which leads to poison. It includes uh, uh, naturally occurring produces toxins like by plants or animal, algal, fungal, or microtoxins, microbiota. So this the toxins are produced from the plants is called phytotoxins, and mycals, fungi, from fungi they are called as mycotoxins. So that is mycotoxins and phycotoxins. So they are toxins, so they are produced by living organisms, so it is not used for any for toxicants. So all toxins are toxins, but all toxicants are not considered as a toxins are the metabolic products, so metabolic activities in the body. Metabolism includes anabolism and catabolism. So anabolism, during anabolism the energy is stored, during catabolism energy is releases. So anabolism includes digestion. During digestion, the energy is stored, and catabolism includes respiration. The energy is releases. So all toxicants. So all toxicants are toxicants, but all toxin not though that is. So and some of the cosmetics. So cosmetics induce allergics. Cosmetics are very very dangerous. So in film field, so many people are using the cosmetics. So cosmetics induce allergies and uh, diseases, the disease called as skin disease called as dermatitis, causes the disease called as skin disease called as dermatitis. Frequently uses cosmetics causes the allergy and skin disease called as dermatitis. So this hair dyes also contain resorcinol chemicals. So that is cosmetic. So hair dyes contains resorcinol chemicals, which is toxic. Hair dyes is a toxic. So, for example, fibroids are released to regular use of hair dyes. So they are caused the diseases. So sodium hydroxide and formaldehyde. So formaldehyde and sodium hydroxide used in hair, that is exert leads to exert toxicity. So that is so many sites. So all these cosmetics are toxic in nature, affecting human health. So that is so in this discussions, so we are asking the questions. So that is what are the questions in examinations asking this topic toxicology. So that is describe the various sources of toxicants. That is 5 more questions, asking 5 more questions. So it is many, it is general knowledge. Toxic study of poison is called toxicology. So all you are educated. So there are many are doctor holders. So many of them are educated people. So educated persons. So at least generally you read and write. So what are the describe the various sources of toxicants, various sources of toxicants, and asking the questions is some of the write a short notes on 2 mark question, 3 mark, 5 mark questions asking in examination. That is drugs, therapeutic drugs. So that is write a short notes on therapeutic drugs. That is, and drugs of abuse as toxicants. Drugs are abuse. Drugs abuse. So that is, so too much is too bad. Frequent intake of any. So for example, frequent intake of alcohol. So liver is damaged by alcohol, causes cirrhosis, causes disease called as cirrhosis. That is our frequent intake of alcohol. So that is too much is too bad. So that is toxicant. This is important questions asking in exam. And another one is uh, define environmental toxicology. So environmental toxicology we discussing more air pollutants, water pollutants, soil pollutants. So many. So that is environmental toxicology. So study of environmental toxicology. And write a brief account of the historical development in toxicology. So that is toxicology. So environmental factors. So like what are the environmental factors? Temperature. So that is so during seasonally the temperature is fluctuate changes. So in summer they reach to peak in North India. There in summer many people are dying. So that is in under standing in trees. Their hot air is coming. So coming out. So that is so the temperature is seasonally fluctuate. So we are all adjust many factors. So that is important. And mode of action of toxicants. So that is can be at the cellular and molecular level. So that is cells. Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of living organism. So cell is the body is made up of millions of cells. So finally called as structural and functional unit. Cellular, that is if, so that is for normal functioning of the cells. So that by physiological functions of the body like digestion, respiration, excretion, osmoregulation, thermoregulation, so they are directed towards the cells, basic cells. So that is toxicants can be at the cellular and molecular level, and also they are organ level. So that the body is made up of, so cellular grade of organization, tissue grade of organization, organ grade of organization, and organ system grade of organization. So all systems is fine. They are import toxicant. We always away from toxicants. So self help by avoiding those toxicants. Finally, I told now self help by avoiding those toxicants. We are all motivated to other people surrounding nature. So we are all educated. They are awareness to the peoples. So controlling the uses of toxicants which affect the toxins in the human system or any living organisms. So that is even also more uses of toxin pesticides used in the agricultural field. So that is also not imbalance of producing the agricultural goods. So this is molecular level, cellular and molecular level and organ level. So it depends on uptake or distributions and metabolism, mode of action. So excretion of substances involved, removal of waste products from the body. So based on this different levels, so mode of action of toxicants. So that is molecular toxicology, nutritional toxicology, carcinogenesis. So many poison, many toxicants causes the main disease, causes diseases in the body is cancer. So that is cancer disease causing agent. Toxicants are more uh, away from these products. So this even also mutagenesis, the agents that cause sudden heritable changes in an organism. So toxic agents is sudden changes, heritable changes in organism. They causes mutations. They are called as mutagens. Mutagens are the agents which affect sudden heritable changes in an organism. So that is called as toxic effects. So genetic materials, that one. So any doubt? So that is Amaldas sir, Kalposh Shah, that is
No doubt.
Sir,
Chakrabarti sir.
one
Yes, yes,
question.
yes, sir.
Sir, is there any PPT like yesterday class we had a doctor showing us PPT? If you have,
Sir,
you can share with us.
PPT share, I will send, sir. I will send you.
Yeah, so it will be easy for
Because
us, your
not
reference.
like we you so even also uses soft materials, sir. Soft material.
Sir, actually, what happens if you
Yes.
share PPT, whatever you are telling
Yes, yes.
here,
I will share.
we can
I will share
remember,
that.
we can
Yes,
relate
sir.
it, whatever you have told.
Yes.
That
Yes,
will
sir.
be
Yes, sir.
helpful,
Definitely.
sir. Thank you so
Share,
much.
share, share to you, sir. Definitely. Okay, sir.
Thank you, Kalpesh, to say it.
Yes, sir. Any doubt,
Thank
sir?
you, sir. My
Today,
pleasure.
following
No,
the
no,
today
no.
topic, sir, toxicology.
No, it is fine.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
All the 4 units we will cover, no? Now only you have presentation on all the 4 units.
Ma'am, no, no, no. Today continue next two session also. So in all four sessions we complete. So that is continue next session also. Don't worry.
But today is
So
for
all
block one, no?
so block means is due to shortage of time. So that is this is clarification of your topic counseling classes. So that is next continue next session also. So within all these four sessions, what you given the timetable, we discussing all the topics.
Okay.
Okay, madam.
Yes, yes.
Because of detailed clarification is not because of their uh, that is vast syllabus, vast topics. So that is so for
Yes,
this
but if you touch the points and go ahead, that will be better because if you explain so much, no, then we will not be able to cover all the
this is
blocks.
too much. This is too much explanation, sir. Okay, okay,
Maybe
okay, madam.
some points are explained too much. So, like you can
Okay,
skip.
okay. So
Yeah,
yeah, not so in a clarification, no need to detail. So I will manage. Okay, madam. Next
yeah.
from next class. Okay, madam. Thank you so much.
Sir, there should